Must be summertime. Back down here to battle the phantom beaver. I'd really hoped that he had disappeared on me, but about 3 weeks ago, all of a sudden he showed back up in the cameras, and there was a few younger beaver here I wasn't worried about, but this big one's the one that really likes to clog up this culvert, and right down here, it's kind of his, what he thinks is his home. We've been doing battle for over a year. I like what he does for me, backing all this water up, but we got to keep it at a certain level. So I've been cleaning this culvert out every day when I walk down here doing some birding and stuff. I take a ramrod, let it out, he'd come in the night and pack it back full again. Well, I had a friend down yesterday showing him the bluebell flowers that are in their prime right now, and I stopped and put a little extra effort in it. We got some water flowing, and I see even now it's flowing better than it was when I left, so it's been washing some out. But I've got stuff piled up in the ATV back here. I'm gonna get it, I think I'm gonna try to get it cleaned out completely today. And then I've got this, whatever you want to call it, hog fencing or whatever. I got some nice big wire and some woven wire fencing, and I want to make a barricade out here that lets the water and the fish through, but the beaver won't be coming in to dam up the culvert again. So it's warmed up nice. It's actually hot out here, so I'm not going to mind wading in the water and getting this job done. Yeah, here I was thinking that water was nice and warm, but that warm water's also brought out a bunch of my friends. I have to keep a close eye out for my work area for these babies. You can see the water's really flowing through there nicely. It's probably still half plugged, but I could leave it like this if I can just stop him from filling in the hole again. I'll have to see how it goes. I don't know if I've hardly have enough room to get my head under. See, I need to go back in there about 8 feet to dig out what he's been doing, and I don't think I have enough headspace that I can breathe if I put my head under there, so may have to wait till the water drops a little more to really go in there and just really get her cleaned out good. But it's flowing good enough now. The water's going to drop on the upstream side. Farmers should be happy. The phantom is known to move some big wood, and that's something he had moved in overnight, and he'd shoved it into that channel underneath there. I had to get that out for sure. The way that rod's going in, I mean, you can see that there is a hole in one place that goes all the way through, but I just need to get the whole box culvert opened up so the water will really flow. Oh yeah, we picked up a lot of gallons per minute since I first started playing here today. My goal is to get it flowing out of there so fast. It'll be like the bathtub whirlpool on the other side. Now that's going to tell me we got her about opened up. At least the water's cleaner on this side. And there were no turtles in there, like last time. Can't work all the time. Gotta take some time to stop and admire the bluebells. This is a very unique patch of bluebells. Floodwaters about 15 years ago kind of took their luster away, but now they're back in all their glory, probably even better, as we just pan through this whole area. Bluebells as far as you can see. This old cattle panel is what's going to keep the phantom from bringing those mud and logs and everything else and packing it underneath this box culvert. These holes are big enough that the muskrats, mink, otters, and everything else will be able to go through. There's no way that the beavers can be able to go through here, so just got more of the war with the phantom, trying to keep him. Maybe he can live up there and be happy. That's all I'm asking for. I know I got some younger beavers down that way, and I think they're happy down there, so we can separate these families, keep the water flowing, and keep the water just the right level. It'd be a great accomplishment. I'm going to set this out in the water, and I got this bit back at an angle like this on purpose because this angle, beaver doesn't tend to pack stuff against that because it's just in the wrong direction. Now, he might fill it up out here and try to pack, but it just doesn't work for him to try to pack here because the water will flow out away from it. So that's what the internet said anyway. We'll see if they're right. Makes sense to me. I don't care if the panel goes upside down. I don't want to. Seems to be all those old silo pieces are under the mud out here, so I don't know if the posts are going to go in the ground or not. I don't think so. We got the cattle grates installed around there, and they're anchored in there well enough. I don't think he's going to be able to move them. And not sure what his reaction is going to be, but we got a trail cam set up right here to see his first reaction. See what that phantom has to say for himself now. Oh my, what a mess. I think some of this the beaver might have pushed up in here to stop the water flow. I'll get in there with the rake and I'll find out for sure, but looks like I gotta get me, one way or the other, I gotta get those steel posts driven down in to fortify this. I never would have thought the pressure would have pushed in there, but water's got a lot of force. I wonder if you can teach an old beaver new tricks. I had that fencing and right here with the culvert, it got so much, the beaver put some mud against it and just the normal debris washing up, it caved it in. So anyway, that's not going to work. So this is a experiment. I moved it out into this spot out here. And if the beaver will decide, if enough junk gets in there, and if he decides to plug that up, if he wants to plug and raise the water level up very much, he's going to have to build a dam from one side of the marsh to the other. But I'm hoping that once he gets started, that'll be his plan, and if he does that, we can keep the levels down to maybe a 4 or 5 inch rise, and everybody'd be happy. But we'll see if he takes the bait or if he drops back down and wants to fill up this culvert again. Time will tell. Now we're going to jump back to some trail cam footage where they're working up there on the original dam that the phantom beaver built. Now this big one here, this could be the phantom, but I really don't think so. I think we got some smaller beavers in here that kind of come in and they haven't gotten real serious. Well, you got a pretty good piece of wood going there, but they haven't gotten super serious about keeping this thing really tight and filled in. In fact, right now the water's flowing through there again. But at this time they were bound determined to kind of plug her up, and they they spend a night just throwing stuff in. I see on there, it's, this is like May 2nd, May 3rd when all this was going on. If you ever get stomping around a beaver dam, you're going to find out that it really stinks. One of the reasons is this is what he's doing right here. If you look under his rump there, he is secreting musk. It's like a scent post type thing. That's what beavers do. And it attracts other beavers, and they come around. Now, here's a little more activity that you really don't see. Well, I've never seen this before. I've seen deer, lick each other, but I've never seen mutual grooming amongst the beavers. Now, I think if you watch real close on this beaver, he's taking a little moment there, and he's kind of secreting some musk onto that scent post. Okay, this is more like it. Get off the ATV and get out and take a nice walk on some of my Illinois trails. A friend dropped by some packet of chicken livers. It's our favorite catfish, or my favorite catfish bait. Got our spots over here that we might come down. Maybe before I head north, I'll get down here and bring the boys down one day. We'll see if we can get some catfish. This is just one of the lower woods down by the river. Nice to be able to take a nice walk. I got the yard mowed. See what kind of a treat Bonnie's been baking up for me. Well, let's see. Here we have the latest batches. She made some of my mom's lemon cake. So hit the spot. A little rest break down here at the shack. Mosquitoes are, well, if you get in the right spot you can feel a few, but otherwise they're not around yet, so that's good. The beavers seem to be behaving well enough. Still have plans maybe next week or week after heading up to the Minnesota cabin. I gotta just make sure though, it's so wet up there, I don't want to get in too much of a mess. I don't mind some wet, but if I have a hard time even getting the vehicle within a few miles in a parking spot, that's not going to work. May have to just suffer here. We have a lot of fishing going on here. The great blue heron up front, if you look in the back, that's a family of otters back there trying out their catch. Ooh, I think that could hurt going down. Yeah, good choice, Mr. Heron. Let's let him swim. And this is a pair of hooded mergansers. Now what we have is a green heron walking through our scene.